Hello and welcome back to Starfield 2026. We have been fiddling around a bit, and now it's time to go get some powers. So, fiddling around we joined the Vanguard, and we haven't moved forward on any of the follow-up missions from that, so we haven't moved forward with the Terramorph sample, delivering it to whoever it is we're supposed to get it to, and we haven't done their undercover thing. We have joined the Freestar Rangers, and we got a ship out of them. And in fact, we're sitting in that ship. In the middle of that, we also did the Mantis mission. So we've got the Mantis ship off to the side. So I have refitted the Mantis to be a nice little ship, and we flew it a bit. And now I've refitted the ship from the Freestar Rangers a bit, and we saw a recording of that. There's a few things I've got left to do on this ship. I'm just going to ignore them for now. Basically, when I did the build, I couldn't find the proper docker and the proper landing gear because they weren't where I was doing the build. So we'll just pick up as time goes by. We could check and see if there's better landing gear here. I doubt it. Let's see here. So I can exit ship. It's actually easier to sit down the pilot seat and exit ship than to run around.
I suppose it makes people more comfortable. Most people, anyway.
Anything I can help you with?
Okay, what do we got?
Sure. How about it?
So the other changes I made, not only did I put in this new docker here, so it's slim, I have buoyant insulators, which will reduce my ship's mass. This means I don't need to worry quite so much about keeping my mass low for the engines. This will give me a little extra headroom. And I added a advanced ship scrap unit, so we are more likely to get ship parts when we kill things. That's good, because we need that. What I don't like about this build right now is I don't really like the landing bay or the landing gear. So let's see what we can do about that. First of all, landing bays. Our options here are the 120 LD landing bay and the NG6, and they both have a top entry, which means they would have to go underneath the armory. Now that's okay, it would raise everything, but I don't really want to go underneath the armory. I wanted to have something snug right up against that. So we're not going to change the landing bay here. Let's see what we can do with the landing gear. Neither one of those landing gear are going to work for us. That's too bad. Okay, so as we hit other planets that have ship technicians, we will look at maybe doing something about those remaining parts. So what do we want to do? I'm going to work on the power. So we're going to start off with the power from beyond on Kendi. I'm just going to do all the powers from beyond, one right after the other. Okay, scan any planets we haven't scanned as usual, and then we go get it.
Landing now.
Probably should look around from outside for the temple, but we can just scan with this. There it is. So you can tell the direction from the watch in the lower left. The thick tick going to the lower right is north. So that direction is south. We're a little bit to the right of it. Of course, we can see it in the distance, so I don't need to worry too much about it. Whee! Get over these rocks. Temple Zeta. So each artifact is given a Greek letter, and a given quest will always turn up the same artifact. So if you get artifacts from quests, it'll always be the same one. The artifact with a given letter has a temple with that letter. What planet the artifact is on and what planet the temple is randomized. However, the power you get from the temple is based on the letter. So when you do a quest to get you an artifact, it always gives you the same power. So if you're going through the main quest picking up artifacts, you're pretty much going to get the same set of powers in the same order as everybody else, except where you can choose which order to do main quest in. Oh, also, you don't have to do temples in a hurry, so you can delay them, in which case you'll again get them out of order, but that's all right. Which power did we get from Zeta? Grav Dash, okay. So each one of these spots is a power, and you'll notice that there are 24 of them. 6 undiscovered temples. This counter has historically been just wrong. I've been in situations where I've hit every temple, I've got all the powers going, and it says 3 undiscovered temples, even though there's no temples left to discover. So yeah, ignore that. But they're alphabetized in that list, so powers always end up in the same place no matter what order you pick them up in. Misk. Power from Beyond on Washaki. Scan it. Now, I think I picked up these just by being in the neighborhood, scanning something near them. The anomalies pretty much announce themselves. You don't really have to scan the same planet. Otherwise, you'd be basically scanning the entire universe if you didn't, count on Vladimir. And we're just going to run out there. Yeah, I just saw it and started running for it. I should have gotten in the car. Temple Kai.
Not to laugh. You need to jump up and down to stay warm.
Okay. This time we picked up Sense Star Stuff. That's actually an important one. And the fact that they had other text on top of the name of the skill is kind of irritating. So we're going to use Sense Star Stuff a lot because it means you can see where everybody is, even if they're on the other side of the wall. The downside is you can't tell whether they're behind cover or not. Next one is Vessel 3B. Hey, wait a minute. It landed us on Vessel 3B. Okay, we're looking for the anomaly. So, back. Oh, there it is. This is certainly skittish. He kind of squirrely on the snow. Temple Beta. Gravity wave, not one I use commonly. Okay, so continuing along with the seeking the power from beyond. There, now it's going to come up with the MISC category. Eta Cassiopeia 2A. This is the one that Vladimir gave us.
Let's see what's on this planet.
And there it is. Need to get up there. I think that area on the right looks like it's got a nice slope up. And Andreja wants to talk. She's my bestest friend in this universe. Whee! Okay, so this one gave me personal atmosphere. Also very useful if you're sprinting and you start running low on atmosphere. Your O2 starts getting low, you can hit that and it will immediately fill it and keep it full for a bit. You can wait until the CO2 is almost completely red and you hit it and you're like starting over.
I'm thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. You agreed with me that true purpose can be a driving force in life. I found that comforting, but something has been nagging at me since. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it. I know. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet, no, that is not what I'm trying to say. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence. It certainly influenced the way I see the universe. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning. Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea, but therein lies my concern. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others. I appreciate that more than you know.
Okay. Let's head onward.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Okay, let's find another temple. There's add-ons that make it so you don't have to keep going back to the eye, but it's not that much of a problem. Hey, it's not like we have to dig up the helium-3, right?
Seals are good, air pressure good. And we're docked.
Never regretted coming out of retirement. Constellation's got the writ of the righteous. Keeps me young. Found one. Easy as a needle in the stack. Hope those powers you're getting to overinflate you. Got enough egos in Constellation.
Okay, Erdani 1, here we come. One at a time, we're going to get the rest of these powers, corresponding to each of the artifacts we already have.
Landing initiated. Watch your flaring.
I should probably figure out where to put that skill point, since I just realized I haven't leveled up. So focused on what power I gained that didn't think in terms of filling in the skill point. Let's see. First of all, we are ready to do another level of stealth. And we are not ready to do another level of persuasion. Those are our two highest priority. And we've got a whole bunch of stuff over here we can do. But we're going to go with the stealth. Now, eventually I want to get concealment. That's going to involve picking up a lot of things here that we don't really need. Whee! I like it when I can see the temple in the distance. Close enough. Okay, so Temple Iota. Okay, which power is this? Recognition. Know what people are going to say before they say it. Know where people are going to walk before they go there. There's a terramorph.
Destroy them! Is it annoying if I say at least?
He's only level 10. Okay, so terramorphs can have X-Tech on them. Cool. Another way to get X-Tech. Actually, let's get reloaded here. So next step, we have no more power from Beyonds. So we've gotten all the temples that he's willing to give us. So let's go find some decent landing gear and a nice forward-loading docking bay. So we've already checked at we were zoomed way out. We've already checked at Cheyenne. Let's go see what we've got at... No, we built the ship at Titan. Hope Tech? Let's see what Hope Tech's got.
Got any? Hey, what can I do for you? Okay, no problem.
Okay, so we are looking for... Let's see, bays. So they only have the Hope 4, which comes out the top. So that's a problem there. And the other thing is gears. Now, I think these have a rust of 2. So I can seal these onto the back like that, and that should be enough landing gear for us. And that also means I can take this. Oops. Boom, boom. Pull it down like that. There we go. Good enough. Where else can I go to look at parts? How about neon? There's a ship vendor at Neon.
Need some work done? Hey, what can I do for you? Sure, have at it.
Okay, we're looking for a better docking bay, and maybe we're going to change the landing gear. Best I can do is enter from the side. Nope. Well, it looks like that's going to be what we're stuck with. That's all right. So given that's what we're going to be stuck with, let's set up our paint scheme. Which 3 colors do we have going right now? This is going to be dark orange and light orange. Yeah, okay, well let's use these 3 colors on every part. Okay. Now some of the parts don't look quite right. So these guys all have large swaths of light that needs to be dark. That'll do. That didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it was going to. So are there any other quick things I can get done as part of this recording? Let's see, main quest, we're there. Faction quests, I'm leaning towards doing Ryujin next. Let's see, Ground Pounder, West Wheel. These are all, I'm going to want to start these at the beginning of the recording. I think we're just going to call this a recording. It's short, but it's okay. Let's go back to the lodge and camp up. Save up. I don't think I have loot to sell. But I do have the X-Tech that I want to drop in the box.
Enjoy New Atlantis, but this is much better.
Okay, so this has been a kind of a mop-up recording. Nothing really interesting went on, but we're good. My inventory, but have been bidding. See, we still have these from that quest line that we haven't continued yet. Put the X-Tech in the box. The Aquila Charter is actually a quest item. I can't put it in the box. So we'll have to work out what to do with it. So I am going to call this a recording, and we'll come back and do something probably longer in the future. I will see you then.